I will never advise even my son to put his feet for this country.
Hello, welcome to this channel. There is this video I came across and I would like us to watch it together. But before we do that, please, if you have not subscribed to this channel, please go ahead and do that. Click on the subscribe button and turn on your notification bell to keep being part of this. Then as you watch, do not forget to react and also drop your comments in the comment section.
I will never advise even my son to put his feet for this country. Send me out!
This one is a double blast against Tinubu from Peter Obi and Pastor Taribo West. Peter Obi took a swipe at Tinubu's proposal to build one bus terminal each in the 6 geopolitical zones across Nigeria. In a post he made on his verified X handle, he said, 142 billion naira for bus terminals, another evidence of misplaced priority. The difference between the success and failure of the development in any nation is how you prioritize your scarce resources. The recent announcement that a sum of 150 billion naira has been approved by the federal government for the construction of one bus terminal in each of our 6 geopolitical zones further affirms the lack of competence, lack of focus, and poor leadership. In the 2024 budget, which is the operational budget today, the entire budget of all the teaching hospitals across all the federal universities in the country, as well as federal psychiatric centers, is under 100 billion naira. Yet the government has approved 142 billion naira for bus terminals. This is disturbing, considering that health is one of the most critical areas of development, which is deteriorating and remains grossly underfunded. WHO recently reported that over 20 million Nigerians are living with mental health issues. This is not only a misplaced priority, but a tragic irony of our country. This is not governance. Talking about good governance, our Nigerians are aware that with good governance, mosquitoes can be eliminated in our communities. This is stopping malaria from the source. It is mosquito bites that cause malaria. So if you are able to eliminate mosquitoes completely, that means you will no longer be budgeting for malaria's medicine every 2 or 3 months in case any of your family members fall sick from malaria. And let no one blame the citizens. Yes, good governance means that you will be able to enforce the law. Sanitation laws must be enforced. If you fail to enforce these laws, then people continue throwing litter around. Not that citizens shouldn't stop littering the space, no. But the reason the government exists is to enforce the law. Make sure you enforce the law so that people will learn from it. When you find people once, twice, thrice, they will refrain from committing these crimes, these misdemeanors. So this is a failure of governance. It is the responsibility of the government, whether local or state, to make sure there are waste disposal bins everywhere so that people wouldn't have the excuse to litter. If they can find waste disposal bins everywhere, they will quickly learn how to dispose their waste properly. So this is still a failure of governance. It is the job of the local government to sweep the streets and keep the environment clean. But like you know, most states have taken that responsibility from them by engaging in waste disposal because they want to collect that tax. Yes, the local government areas might not be doing the job properly, but even the states that have taken the responsibility from them are not doing the job in a professional way. In most cases, you see them coming once a week or even sometimes once in 2 weeks to evacuate waste. They are supposed to be coming once in a day, so that all that waste that have been deposited in the container will not rot and start smelling before they evacuate them. All these used to work in Nigeria back in the 80s, but today most of them are talking about taxis without service delivery. Now, the same way the states have taken over the responsibility of waste disposal from the local government is the same way the federal government is taking over from the states. Imagine talking about building bus terminals. Is that the responsibility of the federal government? They always want to show workings, but showing the workings in the wrong way. All these are intentional. They don't want to do all those things that will lift Nigerians out of poverty. always doing the opposite. Do you think it is not intentional? How can they always be making mistakes? These mistakes are so terrible. Does it mean no one in the administration can say, oh, this is the right thing to do, invest here, this one will make more impact? If you do this one will leave more people out of poverty. Always investing in strange things, just like the coastal road to nowhere. On the internet, you see many roads that are unpassable, federal roads that the government should have concentrated on to make sure these roads are passable. That heavy trucks that transport goods, petrol, diesel, and other oils, that they don't fall on these roads daily. But instead of doing that, they focus on a new road to nowhere. So these are the issues. You don't do the one you are expected to do, the one that falls under your responsibility. You don't do them. You take on the ones that states should do. And what impact is one bus terminal going to do in a geopolitical zone? It doesn't just make any sense. And also look at the humongous amount. That's 23 billion naira for one bus terminal. What type of bus terminal is that? And in what city is it going to be in that geopolitical zone? It's just so tiring talking about the incompetence of these people. Or it's not even incompetence, it is intentional incompetence. They just don't want to do the right thing. Because if they do the right thing, you will be lifted out of poverty. And once you're lifted out of poverty, they can no longer buy your vote. They can no longer entice you with peanuts. Yes. And for people saying that votes no longer count, if votes didn't count, why are they always making budgets to buy your vote? If not, they will not be budgeting or enticing you or buying your vote. Now, let's hear Taribo West.
I'm just happy to be here. I can see some of my old contemporaries to be here in this incredible day and just share the burden and the pains with the family that has rest upon their shoulders. For me, it's disheartening that you have Lagos State, you have Nigerian Football Association. They dropped the buck on the family. I felt in my spirit there is nothing to put your life for. That's why I say I have to shift back so that I will not implode. It's grieving. My mother passed on. I never shed tears. My father passed on in my hands. I never shed tears. Then when Rufai passed on, I had ghost pimple on my body, and every individual I'm speaking to, there was, tears of lamb rolling through my cheeks. What kind of nation is this? With this kind of example they have shown in Shefulue, in Stephen Keshi, blessed memory, Thompson Oliha, blessed memory, Rashidi Yekini. I will never advise even my son to put his feet for this country. Send me out. Do we have a football federation? Or do we have a football association in this Lagos State? That this hero, this soldier, this football evangelist has to be treated this way and his family. Could you imagine that the family will be crying just to solicit in within our groups to ask for money? That is madness. Look, please let me go. I don't want to pour my heart.
Taribo West and Uche Okechukwu were some of the most formidable defenders the Super Eagles ever had. In fact, since they retired, the Super Eagles have not been able to reproduce players who could match their prowess. He's obviously frustrated by the fact that Peter Rufai, who was their teammate at the time, wasn't given a befitting funeral by the state. Coming at a time, the state under this administration has been very magnanimous, doling out $100,000 each to all the ladies that won the Africa Cup of Nations, not just football but also basketball. So he's obviously frustrated. And that frustration might have been worsened by the fact that he campaigned and prayed for Tinubu even before he contested the presidential election. So having felt that, I am part of this system, at least I prayed for him, he should do the right things, he should honor the past heroes of this country. Well, the fact remains that you cannot sow orange and reap apple. No. Nigerian political elites are for the moment The fact that he gave these people $100,000 each was because he took it as his achievement, that these people won all these trophies under his administration, so he has to take credit for it. That's the mentality of Nigerian politicians. Of course, the girls have been saying that they have not been paid that $100,000 they were promised. It's already a promise. Any future administration will honor that promise. Remember the last one they honored, was it under Buhari? He honored promises made under the military many years ago. So these are the issues. Politics affects everyone. No matter how you think you will run away from it, no, you can never run away from it. From the food you eat, from the house rent you pay, from the groceries you shop in the market every day, it all boils down to politics. It all boils down to the decision of a politician. That's how it works. So the way you take your life seriously, the way you take your health, the way you take jobs like looking for money, making money, the way you take all these seriously, that's exactly how you should take politics seriously. In fact, if there's a yardstick to measure seriousness, how serious you take the call from a client who is calling you for a job or a customer who is calling you to supply him some goods. If you can say you are taking these seriously at 100%, then politics should be double that, 200 or even 1000%. So Nigerians must learn that if you give up and say no, there's nothing you can do. These people have conquered everything, that you cannot remove them. No, you are wrong. You have to put up a fight. If you don't put up a fight, you are sending the wrong message. You are telling them that they are not even hitting you. All that they are doing, they are thinking, are you sure these people will take this one? They might fight back. That's exactly the message you are sending if you don't react. But if you react in a way that will send that message to them, they will say, okay, let's withdraw this one. Let's put this one. Can you imagine? They have the audacity to increase taxes despite reducing Nigerian people's purchasing power. They've impoverished more people, but on top of that, they increase taxes. Now, after increasing the taxes, the first thing they want to do with that money, that tax revenue that is going to start coming from next year, they are planning to increase the salaries and emoluments of politicians. Can you believe that? Nigerians are already groaning and shouting that politicians earn too much, that soldiers, policemen, and other essential staff earn peanuts compared to politicians. Even professors earn very poorly compared to politicians, but they want to increase the politicians' pay. So you can imagine, they are flaunting it on your face. Hey, we are going to tax you more, but you know what? We are going to spend that money on ourselves first, instead of you that will pay in the taxes. Let's end with a prayer by Pastor Taribo West.
That you accompany him. We leaders that have hearts for this nation, that will put their blood in line to see how Nigeria can be restored back to this place of that glory. It's incredible that we hide him under your brow. We speak to the four corners of this nation. I command them to be arrested. That the Tinubu movement will be established.
Thank you for watching this video. Please leave your contribution in the comment section and also do well to subscribe. I'll see you in my next video.